Okay, so yeah, got my earphones down. All right, y'all. Welcome another Sunday. Ballin with Rich. We are back. Episode, what's this, Miss Engineer? 245. 245. Okay. I know somebody out there like, Richard, that's a good number. Yeah. So if you're a lottery, if you're, my lottery people out there, go ahead, 245. And if you get it tonight, make sure you dial me up for a little bit of cut for that advice, okay? But no, welcome to another Sunday. Beautiful day out there. Windy, but I'll take it, But I wish spring would make up its mind and just stay. I mean, one day we're looking at 70, the next day we back down to 39. Then it's like up and down, That's that kind of weather to get you sick, but as long as the snow don't come, I'm fine. Yes, sir. To my church people out there, happy Resurrection Sunday, Easter. Yes, sir. All right. I got a chance to, I do it every Sunday mostly, or when I get a chance to be in the service. It's glad to be in the service one more time. And I got a chance to hang out with moms afterwards. She cooked dinner for some of the family. We just sat around and got a chance to sit and watch one of my favorite movies too, The Passion. We sat there and watched The Passion. I was surprised one of my guests wanted to watch. I said, okay, we could watch it, and we watched it. And so good just to still be around the family. But today, y'all, yes, sir, my guest today. I want to give a thank you, a shout out to all the young ladies that came on the show last month in honor of Women's History Month. And just because March over don't mean that Women's History Month is over. I'm going to extend it a little bit, because especially for my guest today, like I said, I want to honor women. And I definitely want to honor this young lady I have on the show here. And what she do is something great for the community, something that you guys should take a hold of. And it's very valuable information. So glad to have her on the show. This young lady, she's been on the show before, I think, a year ago or sometime. And she just want to share information for you people that I'm telling you, the real deal. If you need the information of how to apply or how to get that financial information that you need involved in getting to college, or even when you get there, this is the young lady. So glad to have her in the building. Miss Tanja Muhammad is in the building, y'all. Yes, sir. How you doing, Tanja?
I'm great, Rich. How are you?
I'm doing fine. So good to see you.
So good to be here again. Thank you so much.
All right. I wish Tanja, I think she around my age, maybe. The reason why I said that is because I was gonna say I wish during that time when I was coming up trying to talk about college and stuff, the information that I probably could have got from you, where I wouldn't have to pay no kind of money or close to nothing. But anyway, how are you doing today?
Doing very well. Thank you so much. How are you?
I'm doing just fine. Doing great. Yes, sir. Especially any day I'm off of work. That's always great. But like I was telling people out there, I know that you specialize in getting people prepared for college and the finances, and you're an expert in that. So first of all, you could let the people know about you and tell them how did you discover your first discovery of trying to get people ready, or wanting to get people ready.
Okay, all right. So I'm Latanja Muhammad. I'm the founder of College Cost Cutter and author of the College Funding Playbook, 7 Proven Methods for Funding Your Child's Education Without Breaking the Bank. And so I got into this space when my sons were in high school, mainly my younger son, when he was a senior. That's when I really got involved working on the side of advising parents. And I started noticing some things. His older brother was 2 years older. Mm-hmm. And when my older son was a senior, I started noticing some things, and I started going to some workshops and different things that a college planner I knew was putting on. And I started learning things that I had never heard before. Mm-hmm. And I realized that I had certain ideas and thoughts and perceptions about a lot of the things related to college and how to get money. And I remember thinking the same thing you just said. I wish I had known a lot of this stuff sooner. And so when my younger son became a senior in high school, that's when I got involved and actually started learning how to guide and help parents. Started taking courses and getting credentials and stuff like that. I started that process in 2016.
Okay.
So we met around that time, and so I was still learning at around that time. It was pretty new to me too, and I wish I had known the things that I teach families now sooner. So
that's what I'm talking about. So could you let? I definitely love you to tell people out there, because sometimes some people go through the process of trying to find money or trying to discover what they can do, and sometimes they go a long road where it could eventually been shortened, or the things that they could have done, they could have just went that road where it could been like, oh my God, that's all. Not saying that it's just easy, but a road where you don't have to go through all the headaches.
Right. I think that there are so many factors. It's really kind of a complex process, but I think one of the things families don't realize is that they should start actively planning for college sooner than they do. So, I had the idea that, there's all this money out there for college, and all we have to do is apply for scholarships. My sons had great grades, they were involved in all kinds of activities, leadership and all that. And prior to learning better, I just thought, all we have to do is apply for scholarships. And scholarships are definitely part of the plan to pay for college, but I think parents sometimes depend on that a little too much, and they don't really know where scholarships fit in and then where other strategies should fit in to really maximize how much money you get. Because scholarships are so competitive. And then when you get to the senior year and you start applying, and then you realize, we're really not eligible for that many. Especially depending on your income level, depending on the major that your student wants to pursue. All these different things. You start to look at scholarships, and it's like, there aren't as many scholarships available to me as I thought there were. So there's a lot of upfront planning that families can really take advantage of if they know about it.
Because I wanted to ask you too. Has there ever been a situation with you where you saw you ran into that parent that had a kid that had like a full ride almost, but they still wanted some advice because maybe even though they had that full ride, they just wanted some advice, from somebody that knows, the ins and outs.
Most of the families that I have dealt with were not in that fortunate situation.
Okay.
To almost have everything covered. Most of the families, and a lot of families, again, because I say people don't think about it early enough, a lot of families are coming late in the process, like, we don't have enough money. We got these award letters, and how do they expect us to pay this kind of money? Or it's senior year and it's time to apply, and they have these colleges in mind, and sometimes the way families, the student and their parents pick colleges, sometimes all of the factors that really need to be considered are not considered. And so, if you look at the data, over a third of all students transfer. Why are they transferring? Over a third of all students change their major at least once. Why are they changing their major? So something happened or something was missing in their process where the child ended up going to a school where they weren't happy, where they didn't fit in, where it was too rigorous. They didn't like the physical environment. So that kind of thing happens. They're transferring, they're changing their major. They got into a major and they realized, I don't like it. Why didn't they know? Why didn't they have a better understanding of their career choices and who they are and what careers would fit them better? All these things can be uncovered using the proper process in a timely manner. So, but you mentioned a full ride. Only 1 in 1,000
Only
students even get a full
Get a full ride. Wow.
So I'm not running
That number is kind of low, right? That number is not as high as we think it is. Yeah,
Right.
that full ride.
Right.
Yeah, because I notice every so often I do hear about someone getting a full ride. And
it's newsworthy because it's not common. Because every time you turn around, you're not seeing that. You're not hearing about
Okay,
that.
all right. I have Miss Tanja Muhammad in the building. Yes, sir. So glad to have her. And y'all call in, please. If you need some advice about definitely how to get money, this is the young lady that could definitely guide you the right way. And she has a lot of great methods too. Tanja, I definitely love for you to tell me about your book. How did when did that come in fruition? The day that you decided, I like to this great book. I like to write it, give more information to people.
Okay, so the College Funding Playbook. 7 proven methods for funding your child's education without breaking the bank. I wrote this book in 2023, October 2023, when it was published. And I realized that, I've done lots of workshops and worked with individual families, worked with churches and nonprofits, United Way and DAPSEP and, Pontiac schools and just a lot of different entities and organizations, but I still can only reach so many people myself. I still can only talk to so many people myself. And so I thought, well, if I write a book, that's a way to catch more people. That's a way to at least open the eyes of more people to some of the things that they may not be thinking about, some of the things they may be missing in the process, some of the misconceptions that are out there. And so that's why I wrote the book. And, it's I think a person can read this book and then at least start thinking differently. And hopefully if they read it early enough, then they can really change how they plan and work toward getting money for college. Because there is a lot of money out there. There's a lot of money out there.
It's just trying to find it.
But we tend to think, it's scholarships and that's the place, but that's just one place. And that's not even where the majority of the money is coming from, scholarships. That's not even the biggest pool of money out there. It's actually the smallest, the private scholarships. That's the smallest pool of money.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that too. Yeah, because like you said, there's a lot of people who just hear scholarship and think that's the all to end all. If you get that scholarship, that's all you need. But there's money coming from so many places that we just don't know unless we do our research.
That's true.
Yes, sir. All right. I'm pretty sure. Well, I know definitely you have a lot of good cases where, not cases, but good experience with people that came to you. It seemed like they came to you and they were like, they were really worried about trying to find some money somewhere or whatever, and you guide them along, and everything just worked out, pretty good, or well,
Sure.
more than good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know you. You mind sharing an example you had maybe with a certain person?
I'll share a couple of examples. I'll do 3.
Okay.
I'll use my family as the first example.
Okay.
So my older son applied to multiple colleges, got into Howard.
Give her a clap for that. Give her a clap. You gotta give Howard a clap. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
He got a partial scholarship, but he wasn't satisfied with his test score. He felt like he could have done better. And back then it was the ACT. We took the SAT and the ACT. It was before they made the SAT, the state test. So he took the ACT over. And I don't know if you know Mark Mayberry over at Exam Experts, but we took a couple Saturdays. We didn't have a lot of time before the next test date, but we took a couple Saturdays with Mark Mayberry, and he worked his magic, and my son's test score went up. So when we reported that test score back to Howard, they bumped my son up to the next higher scholarship. So that's a type of appeal. So the time of year that we're in is the award appeals process. So right now students have their acceptance letters and they have these award letters, and they're looking at the award letters in many cases like, we need more money. We need more money. So that's one way to get more money. And I know that a lot of students don't want to take the test again.
They don't want to take that test.
They didn't want to take it the first time. They just don't. But there's money in those test scores. Test scores and GPAs is where that merit money comes from in a lot of cases. So that's one example, and I've encouraged other families to do the same thing. And they've had similar results by retaking tests and bumping up test scores. Those colleges that have those clearly defined scholarship tiers, they're able to extract more money from being a more desirable student with a higher test score. So
Gotcha.
That's one example. That's one example. There was another family that we worked with. This was a family, they were on the upper middle class side. And so they had pretty strong incomes, but they also had a lot of assets. They owned properties and had stock and all that kind of stuff. So one of the things that is, I'll use the word, an issue for families is the FAFSA. People are intimidated by the FAFSA. They find it confusing. And even though it's been condensed for the last couple of years, it's not as long as it used to be. Families still find it confusing. And so this particular family, they had, it's called the Student Aid Index now, the number you get after you complete the FAFSA. But this family had an EFC, what it was called before, of almost $70,000. So for most colleges, that means they weren't eligible for, any financial aid. And they said, and again, they were pretty comfortable, but they said, we're comfortable with paying, we can pay $30,000 out of pocket per year, but not 70. And so I said, so we said, let's take a look at your FAFSA, because maybe that number is wrong. So we did what we call a FAFSA audit. And sure enough, like a lot of families do, they had mistakes on the FAFSA that counted against them. So it caused their EFC to be exaggerated.
Gotcha.
It was ballooned, and it really wasn't supposed to be that high. So we helped them to properly report assets, and they had double reported some stuff. And they valuated their business too high. There's a way that you report net worth, and sometimes people don't understand how to calculate net worth. So
is that like the bottom line that they're looking for, the people that's
net worth of assets? So like if you say, and you're not supposed to count your primary residence at all on the FAFSA. So you could have a big beautiful house with $1 million in equity in it, but if it's your family home, your primary residence, you don't put that.
You don't put that on there. Okay.
But if it's rental properties, other properties, you put those on there. But if you have loans against those, it's the net worth. Okay. So gotcha. You take the amount owed, subtract that from that value, and so so these are some of the issues that this couple had run into, and so. Long story short, their EFC went from like $67,000 to like $28,500. And they were happy. They were very happy to pay $28,500. Now I know a lot of families can't pay $28,500 per year, $28,500. But for this couple, they were happy. They were going to be on the hook for almost $70,000. Ooh, man. So so that's another example. And then the third example of an appeal, there was another family, and we started working with them kind of late in the process. And colleges report a lot of information. There's a lot of information out there that you can research and find on colleges. A lot of history, like what's the average GPA of students that get accepted there? How many males, how many females? What's the average amount of financial aid? Financial need. All these metrics, all this data is out there. So when this family came to us and they were not happy with their award letter, we looked into that data for all the colleges they had award letters for. And we learned from what the colleges report about themselves that they gave this family a lowball offer.
Oh man.
And they do that a lot.
They do.
And you basically call them on it in a professional way.
They trying to be stingy, man.
In a letter.
I'll tell you.
We help the family draft a letter and call them out in the right way. And like 2 or 3 days later, the mom texted me like, they gave us $7,500 more.
Oh wow, that's what I'm talking about. Get that mom a hand. I love to hear stuff like that. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
So there are ways to appeal, and we're in that right now. Families are going to have to make that decision at the beginning of May. But right now, they still have time to appeal if they've got these award letters and they don't have enough money.
Have money. I think Tanja was being a little bit modest. They probably went back and was like, "Oh, you working with Tanja? Give them an extra $70,000 just for Tanja's name, y'all." No, but this young lady, she's great at what she's doing. And like I said, my advice to you, if you know someone that really seriously that's in need of trying their best to find money in different kind of ways of getting to college or whatever, this is the young lady to talk to. I'm telling you, yes, it is. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. She's gonna steer you the right way. All right. I had a couple people watching. Miss Robbie Boyd, she said, "Happy Easter, family." We have a shout out to my brother Jim, Animal Muscle Gang. He said, "What up, though, Ballin with Rich." Y'all be sure to catch him. That's another brother I would love for you to talk to. Monday nights at 9 p.m. The Big Flex Show, y'all. 9 p.m. y'all. That brother doing great things over there. Yes, sir. We got Miss Sabrina Bree Black. She said, "Hey, Tanja, thank you for sharing this powerful information." Yes, sir.
That's my fitness instructor.
Yes, sir.
One of my besties, for sure.
All right. For some of you that don't remember, I had the young lady a couple of months, a couple months ago. She was on the show. And last month. Well, no, was that March?
That went by fast. I think
I thought she came on at the end of February.
She came on during
March. Okay, yes. I'm sorry. You had to excuse me. I ate too much in my mom's house. But yeah, I'm sorry. She was part of my Phenomenal Women of Women History Month. Yes, sir. And like I was saying earlier, just because March over with it don't mean we can't stop celebrating, because that's why I got my Miss Tanja here today, y'all. Still celebrating, y'all. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. So, Miss Tanja, another thing, what's one of the when you get certain people, what's one of the I don't want to say scary, but one of the negative things that always come that you hear from them that you say, okay, that's not really true, because I can get you over this hump. Something that they come to you for, or I know, we know the idea is definitely to try to receive funds and everything, but something that you maybe hear a lot from certain people that come to you and you say, we could get over that hump. Is it something or certain little area that's maybe something they come to you for? Or say to you, and you say, you hear it all the time. Sometimes maybe you even chuckle like, okay, I hear that. I hear it so much, but we gonna get over that hump. Yeah.
Well, I think one of the things is families don't realize that all colleges don't meet financial aid the same way.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes people think we make too much money to qualify for financial aid, so why do we even need to fill out the FAFSA?
I hear that from
right.
You call it like it is. I hear that too a lot from some people.
Yeah, and the thing is, with proper planning,
mm-hmm.
if families would start actively planning and looking at the FAFSA and going over what their inputs to the FAFSA will be,
mm-hmm.
not at the time that it's due,
mm-hmm.
but a couple years ahead,
mm-hmm.
because the FAFSA they use this prior methodology. So the students who have completed the FAFSA for this upcoming 2026,
mm-hmm.
27 school year, that FAFSA is looking at their information from the calendar year 2024.
Okay.
From their tax information.
Mm-hmm.
That's the tax information
mm-hmm.
being pulled in, and then up to date information on accounts.
It's so funny it's so funny that you said that, because one year Monet kept coming to me. He was like, "Dad, I need your such and such a year." I'm like, "Didn't you wait a minute, didn't you tell me you needed that? I thought I was sitting there thinking maybe she would have needed, but she still was talking about that year. I'm like, well, you already asked me about that year. She said, no, I need that year again. I'm like, really? I'm like, okay, well, yeah.
It's the prior. And so I think families don't understand that even to get merit aid, like let's say you're a family where you have a decent income, but you also have a strong student. If you want that student to be considered for any sort of merit aid, even if you don't think you can qualify for financial aid, and more families qualify for some form of financial aid, more than they think they do. You have to have the FAFSA filled out to get merit aid too. Even if you don't have any financial need, but you can have a student with rich parents can still get a merit.
Still get a merit. Wow.
So,
that's a good. That's a good thing.
One of the things that people say. I don't think we can qualify. And then there are so many ways, and that's why it's so important to start thinking about the FAFSA a couple years ahead of time. A lot of times I'll meet, or I'll be out and about and I'll see teachers and principals and counselors that I know, and they'll say, come to our school, come talk to our seniors. And I'll say, I'll be happy to come and talk to your seniors, but I'd rather talk to your freshmen.
Talk to your freshmen.
Because the parents can start planning, their finances in certain ways where by the time they actually input it on the FAFSA, they are in a better position to attract more financial aid. And it's nothing. It's truthful, it's honest, it's just planning. Just like business owners can plan, right, for lowering their tax liability. You can plan to increase your financial aid eligibility if you do it right.
Because that's what I definitely was going to ask you next too about. I think isn't it better for instead of waiting for that student is a senior or almost senior, it's best to try to get that thing rolling while you intern as a freshman.
Yes. Freshman and sophomore. Yes.
It kind of made me think about when shout out to DEPSA when Monet first got to DEPSA and we were all in the auditorium and the principal came on. He was like, "I'm saying this speech to y'all right now." He was like, "Shout out to Principal Bland." And he was just saying that about. I know you guys have 4 years waiting for graduation time, whatever. But whatever y'all trying to get to that point, we need to start right now. And he was like, right now, everything involving you guys right now, So yeah,
I love that about DEPSA because they are so committed to, the college bound commitment that students make when they start there as freshmen. They're so committed to that. I was talking with a lady once. She was an assistant principal at a Detroit public high school, and I asked her, if they might be interested in having me come in and speak, and she said, "These children ain't going to college." And that just hurt my heart. I'm like, this is an assistant principal, and if this is the leadership's attitude about the students and their future and what they can aspire to, it hurt my heart that she said that.
Wow!
I was kind of mad at her. Saying,
get that assistant principal a wonk. Yeah. No, let me stop.
but I really appreciate that about DEPSA and Mr. Bland and Dr. Bland because they're committed and they believe in our children and they do everything they possibly can to get them ready.
Yeah, they do. They do. Shout out to DEPSA. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That was one great choice. I gotta give a shout out to the wife engineer for that one because she the one that was like Richard. Cause I remember I had to work that day. I was gonna go with her to trying to decide or whatever, and she was like, and she toured in there. She said Richard, and I was like, "You serious?" She said Richard, and I said, "Okay, I believe you. I believe you."
Well, she was there since kindergarten.
Yeah.
Yeah, my son started there in middle school.
Okay,
so I'm glad they just continued straight.
And then remember, she had another choice. Though, remember when she's getting ready into high school? Though, remember, gave her.
She went she got into Renaissance.
Yeah.
But we went to Cass too, and they did their whole thing or whatever. But
but she said she
applied to Renaissance because it was closer to the house. But she decided on DEPSA after we went and one of the things they said was, do you want to be a how did they put it, a big fish
Oh.
in a
Oh, a little pond.
a little.
And I mean and that's really how this is. It's small people just go to the bigger schools because like the Cass and the Renaissance. And I mean, I'm not knocking because we went to Cass.
Right.
But I mean, but people don't think DEPSA is because it's a small school. But
they have so much to offer, just like the Cass and the Renaissance. They had it. All them years I was there, I was like, I was really in awe. A lot of the things that they had there. Yes, sir.
Great opportunity.
Yes.
I mean, I say that she's, Monet's gotten to do stuff, and I haven't had to come out of my pocket, and I mean, just got to do all kinds of things.
A lot of things.
Yes.
Well, yeah, shout out to DEPSA. Yes, sir. And met so many interesting people like my brother, and got a chance to see my sister here all the time, and meetings and different things. Matter of fact, if y'all don't even know out there, my daughter had the honor of going to the prom with my brother. That was a very nice time. My godmother, rest in heaven, she always talked about that day. She said, "Oh, I enjoyed the hospitality. I went over there and saw, yeah." Matter of fact, they made sure they had that picture in her obituary.
Oh,
they put that picture in her obituary. I was like, "Oh, wow."
Yeah, that's a beautiful memory.
Yeah. That was. I'm telling you. Yeah, like I said, shout out to DEPSA. Yes, sir. Shout out to my brother Tyreek.
He did it in front of the whole school.
Damn, that was something else too. I was like, man, I had to give him a big salute, but I was like, man, that's how you do it. He didn't have step and wait, man. Had the whole school like. I was like, yes, I'll never get there. Yeah, I saw that video. I was like, oh my God, yes, sir. Brother Tyreek, yes, sir. Shout out, yes, sir. Doing great things still, doing great things, on the great things. All right, have Miss Tanja in the building. Miss Tanja, could you let them definitely know how could they purchase that book? To definitely give them a guide to help them along the way of getting financial assistance or money or any kind of way.
Sure. So this book, the College Funding Playbook, it is available on Amazon and also on my website, collegecostcutter.com, collegecostcutter.com. However, I'm working on the updated and revised version.
Okay.
Because there have been changes with this administration, with the way some things operate, and so
don't give them a wonk for that, but okay.
I felt the need to do some
updates.
So I'm working on getting the updated revision for release by the end of the month.
Okay.
So, if anyone, I would actually encourage people to if you want to start pre-ordering, pre-ordering is open, okay. But I'll definitely make it known when the book is available.
Okay. And I'll definitely make sure I'm gonna keep y'all available out there when she have it up. No matter who on the show, whatever, I'm gonna let you know. Like Miss Tanja Muhammad, she's ready. She's got that revised version. But I still believe, even with that version there, people still get a great idea of what's going on. Most definitely. All right. How we looking, Miss Engineer?
We got quite a while.
Okay, that's good. I'm glad you said that. Because I'd be scared to ask her that, because every time when I ask her that, she'd be like, 5 minutes. I'm like, no! How that happened? Hey, 5 minutes. Come on now. All right, I got some more time with this young lady here, Miss Tanja. Yes, sir. All right. So, Miss Tanja, I want to ask you too. Like your sons, with them reading the book or whatever, how did they like, Mom, you got something here? I mean, how did they feel like I know, like you were saying earlier, like you were saying when you wish you would have had that knowledge during that certain time, whatever. But like when they see it, do they want to encourage others too to be like, yeah, y'all got to see what my mom doing over here for real?
So, I thank them for, being being the inspiration, really, as I worked with helping them through the process. And they did read it, and, they gave me their feedback. But so I kind of shared Sultan's story about going to Howard. And so now he lives in New York.
Yes, sir.
And he works in New York. He's in training and development. And he loves it. He's writing training courses for his company and all that kind of stuff. He loves what he's doing. And then Tariq, the one who went to prom with Monet, Tariq went to Harvard. And so after Harvard, he got his master's from Columbia. And now he's in medical school in St. Kitts.
All right. Yes, sir.
And so thank you. So they, you know, they are definitely grateful and appreciative, you know, for the opportunities that they've had. And, you know, they've always been supportive, you know, of the things that I'm doing, you know, encouraging me and all of that. So, yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. Like I said, during this life journey, man, when you run into some people that just what they into, what you know, what they into, and it's from their hearts, and just they show you who they are, just, you know, just being a great person overall. You can't beat that, and wanting to just respond to people that you come in contact like that. You definitely one of them times, like I said, when we first met you, whatever, and everything. I was like, this young lady just, you know, whatever she put her hands to. And I be joking sometimes, you know, sometimes when I do get on my Facebook, just be scrolling, and I be seeing certain events, I be like, damn, I wish I could have been there on time. It's like, well, she having a great time, bro. Look at that. Just everywhere. That's what I'm talking about. I'm like, Ty's just having a great time. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. But, could you just let people just know times, just like I was just saying, just life in general? I mean, how important it is to just, especially like how you know you got the information of college and how to prepare. How important is it just when you have something like that and you're serious about it to be able just to share with people and you want to share with them. You want to share with it because you want to share it because it's in you to do it, not just because you hustle nobody or, you know, something like that. How important is it just, I just want you to get this information, y'all, you know.
It is important. And going back to when my sons were in high school and when I started learning these things, I got really kind of irritated because I'm like, why didn't I know this before? You know, every year families are just walking into the same traps. They're just walking into the same, you know, making the same mistakes year after year after year. Why aren't people ahead of them telling them, oh, do this, or, you know, to avoid that, or do this so this will happen? And that's what I started doing. And so, and the planner that I was working with was like, you sent all these people to my workshops and stuff. Why don't you help me? I can't do this by myself. And that's how I actually started working in this space, eventually starting my own, you know, service. But it is important. It's like when you learn about something that can help somebody else, why not tell somebody else?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Why not? It doesn't have to become a business for you.
There you go.
But just tell.
Just tell somebody, because that's why you have your from. Yeah.
Like here's one of the most upsetting things that I learned. And I tell families about this all the time, and I talk about it in the book. There is a policy called scholarship displacement. And so we're talking about scholarships and how, you know, people want to look for scholarships. And if you're a family that has financial need, and so in your package that the college offers you, there's some need-based aid. But let's say your student goes out and finds some scholarship money, be sorority, fraternity, church, you know, whatever, Elks, you know, whatever. And they take that money, you know, report it. Scholarship displacement is when whatever's already in your package, they'll say, oh, you got $5,000? We'll pull $5,000 back and put that $5,000 in its place.
Wow.
So what that means is the amount you still owe doesn't change. And the family is probably thinking, oh, we got $5,000. Now we only owe $10,000 instead of $15,000.
When it could have been.
But it doesn't always work that way because of scholarship displacement. And when I heard about that, I was so upset.
Wow.
I was like, what?
Yeah.
That's the kind of thing that people should tell other people when they experience that. And families, when they experience that, it's devastating because it's like they don't know it until they're right there in the thick of it.
In the thick of things.
Right and then you end up in the situation where you got to do what you got to do. And then you're taking out more loans than you really should be. I'm not totally against loans. But my goal is to help families not to have any or hardly none, at least a lot less than what they would have had.
That's a great goal, for real. Seriously.
So like that's just an example of something that year after year after year families run into. And nobody's telling them about it.
Nobody's telling them about it. Wow. Man, I'll tell you. Yeah. So Tanja, I know this school year is almost ending. So is this the best time to pull out the FAFSA, or is the end of date coming soon for next year, or how's the schedule going for that so far now, for people to trying to get money for next year, I guess?
Well, the FAFSA opened. Actually, it opened a little early this year. They were doing some beta testing in the fall, and normally, it started opening in December, but it opened a little early this year. When you look on the FAFSA, there's a sheet. Every state has a different deadline. But overall, the very last day that the FAFSA can be completed, it's a date in June. I forgot the actual day in June, but it's in June. That's the last day that you can fill out the FAFSA for 2026.
Okay.
So, so people who haven't completed it still can. They should. Even if they don't think they can qualify, they should fill it out. It doesn't. It's not going to make you pay more if you fill it out. So you might as well fill it out and see.
Go ahead and fill it out.
Anything you can get. And again, like work study or some other form of merit aid or something, they have to have the FAFSA. And some colleges, sometimes they won't even. It's like, we need your FAFSA to send out your award letter. So it's like they won't even tell you like what you can get for loans. So you really need to do the FAFSA.
Okay.
If you haven't already.
Got to do it, y'all. Got to do it the FAFSA.
The other thing that I got to say about the FAFSA though, the FAFSA can be corrected. So like that other example of that family that I was talking about, if you realize, if you're sitting out there and you're thinking, that SAI, the student aid index number, that just seems so high, that just doesn't make sense. Why is my SAI that high? You might need to go back and take another look at how you answered the questions on the FAFSA. You may have reported something in a way that will, cause your SAI to be inflated, and you can correct it. You can update it.
So tell people not to get worried when they see certain things on there, that they can always
look at it again, and just, and there's a lot of fine print on the FAFSA. A lot of refer to this page, skip this question if you answered no to this. There's a lot of that, but you just have to take the time and go through it. But it's important. It's very important.
Very important, y'all. Y'all hear that out there? That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah. Here's another thing.
Go right ahead.
Here's another thing, Rich. I run into this. I have turned down families for this because people think it's a good idea to lie on the FAFSA. They think it's a good idea, I'm not putting my husband on there. He's your husband. You all live in the same household with a child, and you just not going to put him on there? No, I'm not putting him on there. I can't work with you because that's he's supposed to go on there. So, again, for families who have a little time, you don't have to start trying to scheme and work around stuff in a dishonest way. We can show you how you can legally and ethically, increase your financial aid eligibility, because you can get into some serious trouble. Fines, imprisonment, you get into some trouble.
That's kind of sounded,
falsifying the facts.
Yeah, that's kind of sounded like how some people do when it's tax time. Like, can I borrow your child? I need to borrow your child. Or I've been hearing people doing stuff like that, and I'm like, oh. Yeah. But I'm pretty sure it'll catch up. That'll catch up. Like you said, just be honest on it. Just hey, yeah, and like you and Has there ever been an example where, I mean, not saying that the person wasn't trying to be honest, but they thought, man, I already know we putting all this stuff on here, whatever. They're going to be like, but they, you know, they shared their information, everything, and they were surprised and they got back more than they even thought they would.
Yeah, that happens because people don't really know, excuse me, how the financial aid system works. And again, they don't know that all colleges don't treat financial aid the same way. So, you know, when you complete the FAFSA and you get the report that shows your SAI on it, that SAI is just a number at that point. You don't know what your financial aid eligibility is going to be until that number goes out to multiple colleges. And so students should definitely have at least 10 colleges, you know, that number goes out to, because different colleges, you know, will award money differently. Some colleges, you know, whatever financial need you demonstrate, some colleges will meet 75, 80, 90, 100% of your needs. Some will only meet 50, 55, you know. So, and going back to that, you know, students who are really, really strong students and they come from families that may be on the lower middle income side or lower income side, they shouldn't be afraid to apply to elite colleges, because the elite colleges have the most money. They have a lot of money, and if you can get in, they will pay everything in some cases. Even with Tariq going to Harvard, they covered 93%.
And you know,
They
people
covered 93%. And I'm an engineer. 93%.
You know, just hearing that Harvard title, you automatically, you know, like, to go there, it's, yeah.
So,
I got Miss Tanja in the building, just giving the great information financially about getting prepared for college. Call in if you have a question, or definitely write in the comments you want to have a question for. What's our number? 810-560-065. Well, you know I know that by heart. I'm about to say. Okay, yeah. All right. So Miss Tanja, when you like to sit the book down and when you're not doing your financial, helping people out, whatever, what do you love to do, like time to time? When you get a chance to do some, you know, get a chance to get around from time to time.
well, you know I like having fun because you see my Facebook page. But I love being active. I love house music. So I go to a lot of the house music events here. I work out and exercise with Sabrina. So I like I like to exercise and stay fit. And now that it's warm again, I can get back to walking and doing stuff outside.
Okay. Do you like to go to the house? Do they still do the house show down at the Hart Plaza?
Oh, the techno,
that's technical. Excuse me.
But they do festival in May, the big. I don't know. I'm drawing a blank on what it's called, but the big electronic music festival in May. I don't usually go to the actual festival. I just go to like parties associated with it.
Gotcha. Okay.
Go to parties.
Okay, because I know sometimes they good down there playing some house music too. A lot. Yeah.
But I like doing a lot of fun things. I like to bowl.
Oh yes.
You know, I used to play softball. I might go back to playing softball. I played co-ed before, but I think I might get back into it with some ladies.
Okay.
Find some of the ladies that I used to play with.
Okay. Todd just being like my boy Fielder, hitting them over the fence, y'all. Hitting them softballs over the fence.
Not over the fence. I'm not that one. But
oh, okay.
I do like to play.
Oh, Tanja the bunner. She the bunner.
I don't bun either, though. I don't bun either. Kind of in between.
Okay. All right. Yes, sir. So as of now, Tanja, I know you're probably getting a lot of people that's trying to get in contact with you for this information, this great information. And what is one of the? Well, no, I ain't gonna even ask that because I already probably know. I was gonna ask you. I'm like, Rick, you ain't gotta answer that because I probably know that. What's the most rewarding thing of being able to help someone and everything goes through as planned? You know, for you personally, like, what's the most rewarding? I ask it anyway, but I would figure I would know that. But
I mean, it is rewarding because for some students, you know, going to college is a really big deal because they need college to do what they want to accomplish in life. Some students don't need college to do what they want to do in life. Some students need a vocational program to do what they want to do, or a 2-year program. Like my sister, who's just over me, she went to beauty school right after high school, and that worked out so well for her. She had a great career, owned shops in different places in the country. That worked out for her. But for those students that need college and really, really want to go, it's just fulfilling to know that I was a part of helping that, a part of that village, and they probably would have gone anyway, by hook or crook, but at least knowing that they got a lot more money, than they would have. And it's not as big of a burden on the parents as it would have been, knowing that the parents don't have to start rating their retirement, they still have that intact. And the child is going to college. It's rewarding. And then, when they just thank you, and,
speaking of vocational and other places, can you help people along the way of trying to get money of going to those certain things if they were trying to go other than college, like vocational schools or different things? Do you help people that way too?
So part of the process does help with that, primarily the FAFSA part of the process, because all the strategies and tips for the FAFSA, that we teach in our FAFSA workshops, those apply to those schools too, because you need the FAFSA. But some of the college matching and, all of that other stuff that we do is primarily geared toward 4-year. But that FAFSA is key, whether you want to go to a 2-year vocational or trade, or 4-year. So yes, families can benefit from that portion.
Okay,
definitely.
That's what I'm talking about. Yes, sir. All right. Todd, I know you listen to house music. Who's one of your favorites? Do you have a favorite artist that does house music, or?
You know what? I don't even know a lot of the names of the artists. What is his name? There's this one artist that I love. He lives in New York. He's a DJ. I even went to New York to his birthday party one year. I can't think of his name off the top of my head. I'm drawing a blank. But I love him. But a lot of the artists, like I know Kings of Tomorrow pops into my head, but I don't really know a lot of them. I just listen to the music. You just listen to that music. Some of the people know all the artists' names and the albums. I just hear it when I'm out, so I don't know who they are.
You sound like me. That's like me with jazz. I love jazz as another music. I love jazz, but I can tell you somebody, but some people I feel like I don't know, but when I hear it, Yes, sir. It made me think.
Josh Mylan.
Josh Mylan.
That's his name.
Okay.
I couldn't think of his name. I love him.
Who made that song? The one song I used to love. That one song used to be like, "Gotta have some house music." Who made that?
Yeah,
I used to hear that all the time.
That song.
Gotta have some house music.
I used
to always wonder who sung that. I used to always wonder. I used to hear that all the time. I used to be like, I like that. Yeah, I wonder who that is. I'm gonna have to look that up. But
I don't even know the names.
But that's one I used to always hear. I used to be like,
But I love it. I've loved house music since I started high scholl.
Wasn't that long ago, man.
It wasn't that long ago. Wasn't that long ago.
Not at all. I got Ms. Tanja in the building. Yes, sir. Ms. Engineer, what I know I saw you holding your hands up. What did you say? How many?
It was 10 minutes.
Oh man, see, there we go. All
about
right.
to get some signals, Rich.
All right. So, Ms. Tanja, could you just let people know again how could they get the book and let people know the importance of just trying to get that financial aid and that they need,
Okay. Well, the money is there. There is a lot of money out there. And second to the government, the largest pool of money is not the private scholarships, it's the colleges. So that's why the research is so important. That's why picking the right college is so important, the best fit college. And it's the college that the student will be comfortable in. They love the environment. They love the social environment. The academic rigor is just right for them. They don't feel overwhelmed, but it's not too easy. It's like there's a best fit that each student has, and it's very individualized. And so getting the money makes everything easier. They can finish. The number one reason students don't finish college is because of money. And so that really doesn't have to be. So to get the college funding playbook, it's on Amazon. It's also on my website, collegecostcutter.com. And I even have a page just for the book, a web page just for the book called ordertheplaybook.com. Ordertheplaybook.com. So my socials, I'm on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, under College Cost Cutter. So people can find me all those places.
That's what I'm talking about. And one other thing I'd love for you to I would love for my guests to give the people, leave them something from the heart, just a final word to just leave on the table for them to just marinate for the week. Can you just leave them anything from your heart that you just want to just leave them?
I've been learning a lot lately about, the thoughts that you hold, the thoughts that you carry about yourself and the things that you want for your life. And no matter what your external environment is, our external environment is really it's just residual. It represents thoughts that we had in the past. So it represents our thoughts led to the actions that led us to where we are right now. So if anybody wants to be somewhere different, if they want their life to be different, their health to be different, their finances to be different, start holding the thoughts of what you want in your mind, and don't constantly worry and be afraid and dissatisfied. Hold in your consciousness what you desire for your life. Keep those thoughts and your words. Speak positive. Don't constantly speak on the things that you don't want. Speak on the things that you want. That's what I'm learning and practicing right now. Because we have a lot of power. Our thoughts aren't just inside our head. They don't just stay in there. They project out. And our words have power too, just like our Creator. Just like our Creator, we're fashioned just like our Creator. So our words have power too. So we can create. We are creative, and we can create, the future that we desire for ourselves. So I'll leave everybody to think about that.
That's what I'm talking about. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I just want to thank you, Miss Tanja. For, you're welcome anytime.
Sabrina said preach.
Sabrina. Okay, I see it there. Preach, Tanja. That's all. Yes. It's, when you saying something that's worth saying, you can't help but to salute it, y'all. That's what I'm saying. Y'all be able, please. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna run into some people. Cause I sometimes run and talk to people sometimes, and they always be talking about college and money, whatever. So I'm gonna be sure to direct them. I got somebody you need to talk to, Tanja. Yes, sir. So. Yeah, and for you people out there that have people that talk to you about it, direct them over to Tanja, Miss Tanja. Yes, and she'll get you going in the right direction. Yes, sir. This is Ballin with Rich, and I just want to thank Tanja for coming on. Welcome anytime, Miss Tanja.
Thanks so much.
When that time is coming, I'd love you to come in and just share. Let people know it's time. Come on, get that FAFSA together. Let's go. Yes, sir. And like I said, thank you again for all the young ladies. And you know what? It's not going to even end with Tanja. Next week, I'm about to have some more young ladies on there. We're going to continue this month. I'm going to have some young ladies next week on the show, y'all. We continue in this Women History.
Okay.
It's not Women History Month. It's Women History continued year. That's what it's going to be. Yes, sir. And another thing I have to mention, too, happy fifth anniversary year to Ballin with Rich, which was yesterday, April the 4th. It caught me off guard, y'all. 5 years, y'all. And later on this, maybe not this month, coming up, we're going to plan something special for 5 years. Even though the 5th year was actually, it hit it yesterday. I looked, I said, oh my God, it was 5 years, April the 4th. April the 4th, 2021, y'all. Ballin with Rich started, and I thank the Lord God. Still here, y'all. Still here. And like I said, one of the greatest things about being here is being able to have my guests on and for them to share what they're all about and just connections with each other and just have a great time, while we're here. Thank you, Miss Wifey Engineer. Shout out to my brother Mission Smith. Yes, sir. Say hello. Watching. Yes, sir. All right. You give Mission one too, since you gave yourself one. Oh, okay. Oh, Mission get a clap. He don't get no. Okay, there you go. I'm just joking. Just joking. Shout out to my brother Mission. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's right. I know we got the wrestle mania coming up. I gotta see if I get my brother Mission get a wrestling show going on. But thank you guys for watching. Thank you for over the years and just continue to watch. And like I said, next week we have some more young ladies come. I might tell Tanja to sneak back on in, maybe.
Hey, let me know.
But thank you, Tanja. Continue to do the great work that you're doing. I'm telling you, it's worth every moment of what you're doing is priceless. Of helping someone. Yes, sir. This is Ballin with Rich. Thank you, Wife Engineer. Engineer of the Year. Yes, sir. I always have to mention that. Engineer of the Year. Oh. Oh, she gave herself extra. Chicken. Okay. All right. Thank you. We'll be back next week, Lord willing. This is Ballin with Rich. And one thing I love to say before I end the show, Tanja, do you know what I say before I end the show?
I do.
You almost said, I think you were there. I said
something about if you ain't.
You going in the right direction. You was going in the right direction. I said I was going to ask my guests every year after when I had my birthday. So I'm going to ask everybody after the show, what do it mean? What do I say before I end the show?
I can't.
Okay, I'll help you out. She gonna remember next time, y'all. Y'all know what I say. If you ain't balling, you ain't living.
Got it. I got it.
If you ain't balling with Tanja, y'all, and the college funding planner, y'all, look her up, y'all. Let's get this book, y'all. Let's look her up. You want the right, correct way of learning to get some money or whatever. Tanja is the person, y'all. Let's go. All right. If you ain't balling with Miss Tanja, you ain't balling with the Wife Engineer, you're not living. This is Balling with Rich. Be sure to check out my favorite morning show in the morning, the Rise and Grind morning show coming on. My boy Big Flex tomorrow. Another lineup, great lineup, Monday lineup. So let's go, y'all. This is Podcastic, Balling with Rich, and I am out of here, y'all. Peace. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. All right. Go Tigers. I forgot they on tonight, too. Go Tigers.